One of my neighbors from down the street glared at me when I opened my door and he said, "I hope you're ready to pay a $5,000 bill." I almost laugh at the absurd request. I ask this neighbor why I would need to pay that much, and he pulls out his phone and tries to shove it in my face. It's too close to see anything, so I move my hand to try and grab it, and he instantly reels back and asks me if I was about to hit him. I'm now frozen in place from confusion. Was this some sort of prank? Finally, this neighbor tells me what is going on. He says, "That dog of yours bit my son, and we had to rush him to the hospital for a rabies shot." I blink a couple of times before answering, "I don't own a dog." The man scoffs, "Are you trying to tell me there's not a dog that sleeps under the oak tree in your backyard?" This was technically true. The back of my property sat against the tree line for a very large wooded area. I didn't have a fence in my backyard, so it was common for all types of animals to walk over my property freely. This included a stray dog my boyfriend liked to call Ernie. My boyfriend and I have tried to catch Ernie a couple of times in order to take him to the vet or a humane shelter, but the tiny dog was smart and quick. We didn't feed Ernie because we knew others in the neighborhood did, and one older couple even had a space in their garage that Ernie could get to through a doggy door in the wintertime. No one around us thought my boyfriend and I owned Ernie because everyone understood he was fast and shifty. But this man kept going on and on about how he was going to get police involved if he needed to, or write out sue me for the money needed for the bills. I mistakenly asked if the bite mark was really that bad. The dad reached behind him and pulled out a young boy about 9 years old. I recognized this kid immediately as a little snot rocket known for terrorizing Ernie and other animals in the neighborhood. This kid held up his arm, and I couldn't see any teeth marks at all. The boy's arm was red and looked like he had been scratching it a lot on the way over. All of this felt insane, and I began to wonder if I was asleep. I told the dad that I didn't have the amount in cash requested, and even if I did, I didn't own the dog in question. I was also honest with him about how I'd seen his son try to kick or throw things at Ernie countless times. The father refused to listen, and then pulled out a folded packet of paper detailing the amount I would need to pay, and by when. The paper he is handing me looks official, but something in my gut tells me not to trust it. As I'm looking at the paper, the father says, "Just admit that this is your dog, and maybe we can start to figure things out without going to court." Again, my gut is screaming at me that something isn't right. This is when I finally notice that the son is trying to sneakily record. Whoever these people were, they were trying to either scam me into writing a check for them, or to take me to court using the phone recording as evidence that the random story was mine. Thankfully, I didn't need to worry about how close to me and how loud this dad was yelling anymore, because my boyfriend was pulling into the driveway. Once my boyfriend is out of the car and walking over, the father and son leave suddenly. I frantically tell my boyfriend about the weird encounter, and he studies the paperwork closely. After just a minute or two, he looks at me and nods. "Your gut was right. This father-son scam picked the wrong house to accuse because my boyfriend was once a cop until he suffered a terrible knee injury. He now works as a private investigator. He tailed the father-son duo for 3 months, compiling a huge list of illegal scams and other crimes. He then took everything and made a detailed report with dates, times, and pictures included. Everything was handed over to the sheriff's office, and the father-son duo was arrested just hours later. The funny thing about all of this, my boyfriend and I ended up adopting Ernie a month later, and the lovable pup has been enjoying his own bed.